Picture this. You wake up tomorrow, grab your phone, and search for one of the absolute wealthiest, most powerful people on the planet. And you find nothing. I'm talking zero interviews, no photographs, no social media. His company profile, gone. Wikipedia page, doesn't exist. It's just a blank void where an industry titan used to be. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack a completely fascinating fictional scenario inspired by real-world digital privacy and cybersecurity. We're diving into the ultimate modern mystery, an impossibly powerful billionaire who vanishes without leaving a single digital trace. He wasn't kidnapped, he isn't dead, he is just gone. To really wrap our heads around why this concept is so incredibly mind-bending, we have to think about the sheer scale of the internet for a second. 100,000. That is the number of Google searches happening across the globe every single second. Millions of messages are flying across networks, and thousands of photos are uploading in the time it literally takes you to blink. We've all been told a million times that the internet remembers absolutely everything, right? It's this massive, indestructible vault of human data.
But that brings us right to the central paradox we're exploring today. What if someone had enough money, enough cutting-edge tech, and enough sheer influence to force the internet to completely forget them? How exactly does a single person manage to slip through a digital net that's woven so tightly around the rest of the world?
Section 1. The Obsessive Billionaire. A profile in absolute secrecy. So, the guy at the center of our scenario wasn't famous because he was craving the spotlight. He was famous because he controlled massive, world-altering industries. We're talking artificial intelligence, space technology, cybersecurity, and global investments. And it creates this incredibly bizarre duality. On one hand, you have his massive global footprint. He's advising governments and hanging out with Fortune 500 CEOs. But on the other hand, total, absolute anonymity. He rarely gave interviews, never, ever posted personal photos, and managed to completely hide the locations of his actual homes. For him, privacy wasn't just some casual preference, it was a full-blown obsession. The measures he took were extreme, honestly bordering on paranoid. He was using military-level security for his houses, locking his closest employees into decades-long NDAs, constantly swapping out his mobile phones, and heavily encrypting every single conversation. Now, looking back, some folks thought he was just being ridiculously careful. But others, they suspect he had actually been preparing for this exact disappearing act for years.
Section 2. The 60-minute countdown, erasure and real time. All right, it's a random Tuesday night. At 7:59 p.m., the digital world is just humming along like normal. But at exactly 8 p.m., this silent, invisible countdown starts. Let's walk through this timeline because it's pretty wild. Minute 1, his personal email servers just vanish into thin air. By minute 12, corporate bios across all his websites revert to completely blank pages. At minute 20, the unthinkable happens, and major search engines actively start dropping his cached results. By minute 45, deep financial databases are suddenly showing incomplete records. And boom, by 9 p.m., millions of people wake up to realize a lifetime of data has been systematically dismantled. A complete global erasure in 1 hour.
What's absolutely crucial to understand here is the staggering technical complexity of pulling this off. The internet isn't just one magic box sitting in a room somewhere. It's millions of servers scattered across thousands of cities. Doing this should be theoretically impossible. I mean, most of us can barely figure out how to permanently delete an old, embarrassing social media post, right? Every photo has copies, articles have mirrors, databases have backups. To wipe personal communications, actively scrub active web caches, and purge deep archived news without leaving a single trace, that means someone had to engineer a perfectly coordinated operation that probably took years to build. But here is the genuinely eerie part of the aftermath. While global authorities are absolutely scrambling, checking airports, tracking private jets, looking for his luxury yachts, they find something super strange. His vast corporate empire, it was perfectly fine. The automated systems just kept running without a hitch. Employees still got their salaries deposited right on time. Stock prices held totally stable. The global business survived intact. Literally, only the owner had vanished, like a ghost. Section 3. 5 Theories of Erasure. The Investigation.
Obviously, a disappearance like this triggers a massive international manhunt, and investigators basically narrowed it all down to 5 main possibilities. Theory 1. He staged the whole thing himself, just a billionaire who wanted absolute, total freedom from the world. Theory 2 points to a digital heist, suggesting he was the victim of the greatest cyber attack in history, and his identity was erased against his will. Theory 3.
He traded his immense wealth for anonymity by vanishing into some highly classified government protection program. Theory 4 argues he executed a meticulous, years-long plan where every lawyer, employee, and automated system worked in perfect unison. And finally, Theory 5, which is maybe the most chilling of all. He never actually left. He just slipped into a completely new identity, and he's still out there walking among us.
Section 4. Your digital footprint. The uncomfortable reality. Now, as fascinating as this billionaire's great escape is, we kind of have to turn the mirror onto ourselves for a second. Look at the contrast here. You've got our hypothetical billionaire, perfectly encrypted, totally untraceable, digitally erased. And then, well, you have us. You don't even need to be posting on social media to leave a massive digital trail anymore. You're probably carrying devices right now, like a phone or a smartwatch, that are actively pinging your physical location, logging your daily habits, and even tracking your biology. Seriously, think about it. Your phone knows exactly where you sleep every single night. Your bank is meticulously tracking all of your shopping habits. If you have a modern car, it's recording your daily driving routes. Your smartwatch is literally monitoring the beating of your heart as we speak. Every click, every swipe, every purchase you make creates this indestructible digital copy of who you are. For the average person today, a true digital disappearance isn't just difficult, it's practically impossible. Which leads us to a pretty profound psychological question. Imagine having unlimited wealth, unlimited power, unlimited influence. But you also feel this heavy, suffocating burden of being constantly watched and tracked by the entire world. Let me ask you, would you trade billions of dollars for absolute anonymity? Would you actually erase your own history and all your life's achievements if it meant you could truly start over in the shadows? And this really drives home a major philosophical takeaway from the source material we're exploring today. We are rapidly moving toward a future where our lives don't entirely belong to us anymore. They belong to the internet. They belong to algorithms, to massive corporate databases, and to total strangers. The greatest luxury of the future won't actually be money or yachts. The ultimate form of wealth is going to be privacy. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to consider this quote. No system can truly forget. Only people do. It's a pretty stark realization, isn't it? The machines and networks we've built are designed for perfect, relentless memory. It's only us, human beings, who actually possess the flaw, or, depending on how you look at it, the gift of forgetting. So I'll leave you with this final, lingering thought. If someone somehow erased every single digital trace of you tomorrow, every photo, every post, every public record, who would remember you? Would your legacy exist only in the forgotten caches of some server farm? Or would you be remembered by the people who truly, authentically knew you? Maybe, at the end of the day, human connection is the only record that actually matters. Definitely something to think about next time you log on. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.